What's going on, guys? So this is what I was talking about, just a little Q&A. Hop in the Discord every once in a while, hop onto like a YouTube or a Twitch or a Twitter and give a little bit of info, because what you don't want to do is have people in the community waiting. So they did come in, Solid came into the Discord, and I guess a little Q&A popped off. There's some information in here that's important, and there's some that's not important that kind of explains some stuff. We're going to go over all of the questions and answers. There's not really a lot of them. And there is an event that is popping off here on April 1st. That is the Tricksters Full event, community event. And what they're going to do is have it set up to where it's like 3 people teams. You're going to have a random weapon, a random Wayfinder, and random imbuements. And then there's a 14-minute time limit. Whoever gets the most kills win. So I'm not sure how they're deciding on who they're going against or how it's all laid out. But if that's something that you're interested in and have time to do, you just have to go into the Discord, and it says message Monty on the Discord to do that. So going into the impromptu Q&A, he says, so popping in to do my weekly update to share there aren't many updates. Here to answer a few questions as best that I can, but appreciate everyone being patient, full context of what I'm talking about. Dev Tractor, source, blah, blah, blah. So he's talking about the thing that's going on with DE right now, getting everything transitioned over from them to him, or AS. So it says, question was that is sorted, is there going to be one big update? And the answer is that we'll have one big update. Now, before you get excited about them updating everything that they planned on Q1, we don't really know what the updates entails, as we'll see in a little bit. So the next question is going to be like, going to do a dev stream to break all the news, or are we just going to have to read all about it? And he says that they're leaning towards some kind of stream, as he's sure some people will want it and have questions, but nothing formalized yet, though. And they normally have live streams when they're going over the patch notes and stuff like that, so we'll see what happens, especially since it's going to be like a big transition period, so we'll have to see how they play that out. Somebody mentions that they don't have to worry about losing their hair. You know, Solid kind of walks around bald, but he says it has more gray, if you guys are interested in that. The next question is said update containing everything planned for Q1 up until that point. Now, you know, Q1 was supposed to have the mythic hunts and the raids, new Wayfinder, new weapons. I think mounts were in there, new zone. A lot of stuff was coming in Q1. So he says it's some of it, but not all of it. We've been taking a long, hard look at our plans and roadmaps now that we will be in charge of everything, including the money coming in. So things absolutely have moved around and fluctuated since it has to for us to survive. But I can say the game is better for it right now. So we're not really sure how they're moving things around. Maybe raids and stuff will come later, and they'll move forward. Like Grendel will be sooner than they had planned, like to get people in. You know, that's a big update to get people excited. So Grendel will come with like a new zone to explore and all that good stuff. So maybe they switch that around with the hunts, the harder hunts and raids, and decided to put things in that'll get more people into the game, as far as appeasing the people that are already in the game with harder content, because you got to get people in first. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Could be wrong. This is my guess. So it says, based on the general chatter at the time, people were just kind of having conversations talking about different things. He's saying it's a period of change for everyone, so just keep that in mind. We want what's best for Wayfinder, but also have our entire studio to think about now that we're alone and calling the shots. But I can't state this enough, the game is not going away. So I know everybody's like, dead game. And I've said that as long as the game is up, I will cover this game on this channel. So as long as they're putting out updates, you will always have updates here. Whether it's slow or not, here we'll see updates. So the next question is, Aya said, we F with the working class for real. And he says, yeah, I mean, we are the working class. We don't have some big money or investment firm behind us. We are the studio, fully independent since our founding. The question is, if you were to guess, is the next update closer to 1 month or 3 months from early release, NDA? The answer is that they'll have a full statement and announcement about their path forward once they're able to share it. This is exciting news. Can't wait to make a video on that. Another person says ETA, and he says the last time I gave it ETA, it was blown up. It's with the lawyer, so it's very much, who knows? It's very much in the air for the most part. Just had to sort through all this paperwork, I guess. Honestly, knowing where Solid came from, man has a track record for working with some very secretive companies. Whiskey Jade, I don't know about a lot of his history of companies. I do know that he worked with Bethesda on, or he worked with Elder Scrolls Online. So I don't know about his whole track record, and then go check out his LinkedIn. But it says, it's not about me trying to be cryptic and secretive. It's trying to convey with people the amount of complexity deals and transitions like this entail, and how anything we do, be it give a date or a statement or whatever beforehand, can just throw a monkey wrench into it all. And he goes, question, any chance for a bug fix patch without content before this is all squared away? And he says, most likely not. There are many complexities behind the scenes around patching, since DE is still technically the publisher of record on PS5. Steam isn't difficult or complex. So for example, if I noticed a spelling error on the PlayStation Network page and wanted to fix it, or wanted to push a patch to the game, I can't. We don't control any of that. It's all DE. And so here we get a sense of why this transition is more important. It starts to come in where it's like DE's fingers are still all up in the mix. And if they're pulling away from DE handling all that, and DE doesn't really have the time, like they unfortunately let go of that team that was doing all of that transition from PlayStation 5, and as you'll see here, handling some of the back-end servers and other things, that if they want to start putting out content more regularly, especially on PlayStation 5 and Steam at the same time, then they're going to have to make sure that all of that information that they have working with PlayStation and Sony is that contact is cool with them doing it and not having to go through another extra step. They can just go straight to it. So it's this question, if we upgrade our early access package in Steam right now, does DE get a cut, or is it just you folks at AS? And he says, all money is handled by DE as they are the publisher of record still. We are not able to make any financial decisions around the game until the transition terms are agreed upon and we start towards that transition. This is another reason you can see where that store, like, they're not taking any, nobody can buy the shards right now. So they cut off the store so people can't buy extra things, and it makes sense. They're like, they have enough money, but at the same time, you have a sense that they were getting, DE was still getting some of that, right? Like all that money was handled by DE, but DE is not handling the game. So why would they want people to put money into the game to support the game when they're not even getting that support? DE still handling all that. So this is something that we see where it's like a little bit more complex than just that. They did say they handled the shop, so you would think handling the shop is like they handle like how that shop worked, but they actually handled the shop. Like they had the tiller, they had the person, the cashier, all that stuff was all DE. And that's all of the Q&A. Like I said, it was pretty quick and simple, but it gave you a really big, like the last two questions were really huge and giving a sense of what is going on with the transition and why it is important that they get that complete before going forward with anything else, especially, like I said, those last two questions. But like I said, I'm going to be here when we have information. I'll have information, and I'm going to be here the entire time. I don't know how much I can say that. I will be covering other games on the channel. I was trying to think between if I want to do another channel that was just going to be like the video game type show type channel, or just this one, and I recorded a video for it and everything, but I think I'm just going to keep it all on this channel. So stay tuned for more information. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Like this to get the word out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.